Welcome back to the Not Just a Pony Ride podcast. My name is Edie Godden, and I'm going to be your host for today. I am, as a lot of you know, a frequent guest on this podcast and an occasional host. I'm going to be your host for today. And if you've been following us on social media, you will know that we have some very exciting news to share this week. So, the very first exciting announcement we have to share is that Shelby, who is Hetra's program director, had her baby earlier this month, which we're so excited about. And I think we have shared that out on social media. So baby Grayson is just adorable. And they are mom, baby, and family are doing great. And we're so excited for them. Shelby will be back, and we'll be excited to have her back as part of Hetra University and the Not Just a Pony Ride podcast. So look forward to seeing her back in the fall. We're very excited about that. As we're talking about babies, most of you know Katie had a baby last year about this time, and Katie has made a decision to spend some more time with her family, and so she's stepping back from the Not Just a Pony Ride podcast and Hetra University. The exciting news that we have to share, though, today is Miss Emma is going to be joining us as our new host, and we are super excited about that. We feel like Emma has so many wonderful things to share. A little different perspective. She's going to share more about her, but she is an instructor here at Hetra, and we're going to learn more about her right now. So welcome, Emma, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Emma. I am originally from Chicago, Illinois, and I began at a smaller organization in about 2014. When I was just starting high school. I remember seeing a news piece on TV about the program and like what they were doing and where they were located. And I just remember telling my mom, I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I want to do that. So my mom took me there and she was like, okay, go do it. So that's pretty much how that happened. And I had been with that program for 8 years, and I'm very grateful that they kind of showed me the ropes and everything and got me started. Because without them, I wouldn't be here today.
What brought you to Hetra initially?
So I went through that program. I wore a bunch of different hats. I got my certification with them through a mentor there. And then I just kind of was at a crossroads. I was like, I want to keep doing equine-assisted services. I want to stay in this industry, but it just wasn't sustainable. And I was kind of like, either I need to find a better place to do this and that can sustain me and be a real job, as my mom would say, or I need to kind of give up and go a different route and figure out what else I want to do. And basically, I was like, I don't want to do anything else. So I kept coming across Hetra's social posts for an equine staff. And I was like, oh, I do that. Like, I was like, you know what? I could do that. Like, let's just see what happens. And so I applied, and now it's been 3 years. So
excellent. So you said you got certified. Tell us a little bit about your certification.
So I went through the old process, I guess, at this point, where you have to go to a center and ride the tests and teach the class for them. And so I did that in 2018 with another lady that was at my center, and it was super helpful to go through with someone else. It was challenging, but I had a lot of people like walking me through the steps, which was really nice. I felt that I was very young to be doing it. I think I had just turned 18 at the time, and I went right through because I knew that that was what I wanted to do. So it was a little nerve-wracking being so young and doing it and having to go in person and ride with all these other people and teach in front of all these other people. So that was hard, but it was a great experience.
I love the fact that you were so passionate about this industry from such a young age. Like, that's really, really cool. Mm-hmm. You know, some of us come into this later in life, and, you know, we've been doing something else that, you know, maybe isn't our passion, but yeah, pays the bills. But I love how you came into it early in life. And I also love how you stuck with it, but said, you know, really, this has got to be like a job that pays the bills. Like, I got to have a real, like you said, a real job. But can your real job be your dream job? Right. And I think that's one of the things that I'm passionate about in this industry, because I've been in the industry 35 years. I did it for a lot of years, not getting paid for what I did, using my own horses and my own facility. And to really have seen the industry as well as Hetra grow so much to where we can provide a living wage, we can provide benefits, all of those things. That's something we're very passionate about here at Hetra. And again, so grateful to have Emma have joined our team.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about the first time you came in contact with the Not Just a Pony Ride podcast.
So it was shortly after I got certified, going to conferences in different centers, and I remember seeing Hetra University a lot present. And we all do it. We're all like, oh, I wonder what this program looks like, or where they're located, or how many horses they have. So I remember doing that, and I was like, wow, that there are so many resources. Like, how does everyone not know about Hetra University? Like, that was kind of what I just kept thinking. Was like, it's so applicable to everyone, like no matter what your program looks like or what your kind of specialty is. I just was like, this is so something that everyone needs to know about.
Yeah. So your job duties here at Hetra changed a little bit in the last couple months, in that you are still part of the horse team, but really taking on a more active instructor role, really, and program management or program development. And Hetra University is now something that you're going to be very involved in. Yeah. So did you ever think that you're going to be behind the mic?
No, that is definitely something I did not think that I would be doing coming to Hetra. I knew that I wanted to present and go to PATH conferences and share education that way, but I never thought that I would be behind all of this right now talking to you. So it's been very exciting to learn new things and kind of see how much opportunity there is, like with the podcast and our social medias and things like that. So I'm very excited, but no, I did not think that I would be doing this.
Yeah, so exciting. So what drives you to want to really be the voice behind education in this industry? What's the thing that really, again, you have the passion for what we do in the arena, but what's that passion to provide that education?
Yeah, I think for me, it's knowing that something that I share with someone else, they're going to take and share to every client, every volunteer, every like parent that they come across. So knowing, while I might not be able to like directly help everyone, because that's all we want to do is in our helping profession, help people, but I'm not going to be able to see all the people that need equine-assisted services. So knowing that I can educate people that can take that to their clients is really powerful to me. And
excellent. What do you think is one of the biggest things or biggest challenges in our industry right now?
I think equine welfare is always going to be a challenge, just and everything that encompasses, because that's at the center of what we do. Just getting horses, maintaining horses, making good participant matches, good volunteer matches. I think all of that is really will ripple down and affect a whole program. And so I think that that's something really important to talk about, and just even small tips. Like I think something really important is what our leader practices look like and how we make sure our horses are working well with our volunteers. Like I think things that are so simple that programs can start adding can make big differences.
Sure. So someone might be tuning into the podcast for the first time and meet you as the host for the first time. What's something you hope they take away?
I hope that they just feel like we're just having a fun, normal conversation about things that we're passionate about. And I hope that they can take something away that's their golden nugget and that they're going to pass on to other people. But I just hope that it's something that kind of reignites their passion a little bit, whether it just be something that they heard for the first time or a new set of eyes on a conversation. I hope it kind of fuels them to be like, oh, I love this. This is my ideation. This is what I'm going to go do with this piece of knowledge. So
excellent. I love that too, because I think whenever I go to a continuing education, I like that golden nugget piece of things. Like I always say, there's got to be at least one thing I can take away from this. And so I really look for what is that one thing that I can take away and bring back to our program, bring back to my sessions when I'm working with participants, or how we care for our horses. So I really love that golden nugget. And I think in our podcast, I think that is really what we're hoping that people take away, is just that one thing can they take back and start in their program, start in how they do things. Does that make a difference for them? All right, so let's find a little bit more about you. So what's one thing that would surprise people that they don't know about you?
I think something that's just really surprising to even everyone here still when I'm talking to people, they're like, oh, you're from Chicago? Like, that's crazy. So I think that's really surprising. And that I didn't really grow up with horses or my family didn't ride. No one is really like horse crazy. So I just kind of had to keep badgering my parents to take me for lessons and drive me to volunteer and pick me up, and that's kind of how it happened. But I think that is something that's really shocking and you don't hear a lot.
Yeah, that is really shocking. Usually you see people that kind of grow up in families, but I always tell people and parents, people I come across who are in that very situation where they may not have the horse bug, but their child does. I'm like, I'm sorry, but it's in their blood and it's probably not going away.
Yep.
So you have to find a way to feed it.
My mom always said at least it kept me out of trouble. I was too busy to get in trouble.
I think, I think there's research studies being done right now on the impact that horses have in especially young women's lives, and how they really do provide that building of confidence and self-esteem and all those really important things for young girls and young women to take away. So I do think they're very important for that. All right, so we're going to be navigating some change here because anytime we change, Katie stepping back, you stepping in, we're going to see things are going to be a little bit different. So tell us what you feel like. I know you're very new into this role, but what do you feel like some of the changes we're going to see are? And then what do you think are going to be some of the things that kind of stay the same?
Yeah, I think for sure I'm going to pull a lot more speakers from our staff. So our therapists, our volunteer team, our admin team, development, like everyone from their own area, because we have so many great people here that have so many things that they can share that we're right here under our roof. And so I want to give them the opportunity to share kind of things that they're working on, things that have changed, things that work really well. And I think that will be super beneficial.
I think that's a great point. I think we're very blessed here at Hetra to have a really deep bench, right? Mm-hmm. So we have so many people that are really experts in their field. They're OTs, they're PTs, they're mental health therapists, there's instructors, our facility managers, top notch. Our development team is top notch. Our administrative team is top notch. So I think there's so many pieces of expertise that we can pull from that I think that's going to be really exciting. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be really fun to hear some of those new voices on the podcast as well. So do you feel like there are going to be changes in Hetra University as well? So as most of you know, we offer mini courses, we offer webinars, we offer occasionally a live opportunity, as well as the Not Just a Pony Ride, all falls under Hetra University, which is the educational arm of Hetra. So what other changes do you see in Hetra University that may be coming down?
I think all those things are things that we're going to try and keep up with like mini courses and the webinars. It'll definitely be helpful when Shelby comes back and can kind of help navigate some of the live options. But I think that our live options and our Hetra U on the road is really beneficial to people. And so that's something that I would really want to keep up.
Yeah, absolutely. We do, for those people that don't know, we have our third full-time staff going on a maternity leave here any day now. And so things here are a little bit tight at times. Yeah. So our grant writer is out on maternity leave, our program director, and then soon to be our development director. So that kind of changes things and dynamics of things. And so, but the amazing thing about this team is that people just pick up and help where it's needed. Yeah. And I think that positive culture is something else that I think is really important to help, because I think in a barn, sometimes we can get a lot of drama, we can get a lot of other things happening. And so making sure that we're ensuring that positive culture in ways that we've worked towards it, because it's something we work at every day. Can you talk about that a little bit? Because you being a little bit newer to the organization, can you talk about the culture here and things that you've seen that we do that maybe help with that a little bit?
Yeah, that was a huge thing for me coming into Hetra. Obviously moving so far away, I was 8 hours from home, and I was like a little nervous, obviously, like I don't know anyone here, trying to kind of get an apartment and make myself feel at home. But I think coming into Hetra was super easy, and it's something that I noticed right away is we refer to it as the culture. But starting out, it was just the feel of Hetra was just like homey. Everyone says good morning to you when you're coming in or you're walking through the barn. Like, it doesn't feel like the hustle and bustle of a normal barn and people are running around and just like chaos. I don't think that we have controlled chaos, but not like chaos that makes people like angry and cranky. And I think everyone is very good about checking in with one another. Like, hey, do you need anything from me? Can I do anything? And I think especially with all those people being out on maternity leave, that's something that we're all even more conscious of now, which has been great. While we miss those people, I don't feel like anyone is drowning in like taking over tasks from them.
Yeah. I feel like from my standpoint, I've even had people reach out to me and say, hey, do you need help with this? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even really have to ask. Somebody just reached out. Yeah. So I think that's great. And I think that's something, again, hopefully we can help promote through Hetra University and through the Not Just a Pony Ride podcast, a little bit more on developing that culture and your people, because it is very, very important. So, well, again, we're very excited to have Emma on board as the new host to the Not Just a Pony Ride podcast. We obviously feel she's going to do an excellent job and be bringing a lot of new perspectives, but also we're going to be hearing from those that have been on the podcast as well, and actually reaching out to some outside resources as well. So we'll continue to do that also. So look forward to seeing Emma here in the future. We know change is hard. We navigate change, I would say, on a fairly regular basis here at Hetra, just with changing processes and procedures and staff changes and horse changes and all of those things. And I think we're a pretty adaptable group. But we know change is hard, but we do know that is where we grow, is when we change. And so I am really happy to be handing over the mic to Emma and let her close out this episode for us.
Thanks, Edie. But before I close us out, I have one more thing to share with our listeners.
We have an exciting way for you to kick off the summer with us. Hetra is proud to be a community partner for Daner Days at the College World Series. Join us on Saturday, June 13th from noon to 8 p.m. at 3614 Martha Street. It's going to be an incredible day of food, family activities, yard games, and special sale event shopping. You can maybe even get a brand new pair of boots while you're at it. Tickets are just $10 in advance or $15 at the door. Come hang out with the Hetra team and support a great cause. Get your tickets today at day.daner.com. We hope to see you there.
That's all for today. Don't forget to check the show notes below to get plugged in with us on our socials. This podcast is brought to you by Hetra University, the educational arm of the Heartland Equine Therapeutic Riding Academy in Gretna, Nebraska. Our mission is to deliver high-quality educational resources to the EAS community. To explore everything we have to offer, visit us at www.hetrauniversity.org. Thanks for hanging out with us. Until next time, keep changing lives one stride at a time.